And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we are going to tackle a couple of responses that I got on my other channel, the Women of High Value channel. For those of you guys who didn't know that I have two channels, it's the Men of High Value and the Women of High Value channel. The Men of High Value channel is for personal development, for you to grow, for you to become, for you to basically become great, okay? Just like this video says, how to become great, one of the greats. And the other channel is to actually help women understand themselves better, because female nature is a male science. And on that channel, obviously, go and subscribe if you haven't already, because it is for both genders, because it's pretty good for you guys to understand women as well, right? It's not just for women. And but it's basically a few responses that I got to one of the videos there that I just wanted to read through and then give some feedback on. Okay, so if you guys have thoughts or ideas about my channel, about my videos, comment down below, ask questions, because if it's a relevant enough question, if a lot of people think the same question, I'm going to do a video on it and I'm going to respond. So let's go through this one first. It's on the video called Hypergamy, responses to a dude with interesting comments. Guess what? I'm doing another one. And the question was, if we do it all for women. Okay, I'm gonna explain how to become one of the greats. Okay, that's what this video is about, but we're gonna do it as we go through this conversation. If we do it all for women, what do you mean all? Meaning our purpose, our goals, like making things happen in our lives, etc. Why are high achievers like Elon or Jeff not pursuing hotties? Okay, let me first respond with, with what I said to him. I could go through my opinions on Elon's and Jeff's current and past relationship choices. But what matters more to me in this convo is understanding why you want to be a high achiever. You don't want beautiful women in your life, but you still want to be a high achiever, or would you care to explain? So, first of all, the comment he had, it's kind of rude, to be honest. I mean, why would you tell a man that you're not with a hottie? That's rude in the first place. And second of all, if you look at their girlfriends, they're not horrible looking. They're, for their age and for their circumstance and for who, why wouldn't you call it that's just what I'm saying. I could be objective, but at the same time, I think that it's rude to call people not hotties. So I just wanted to point that out. And the other aspect, well, let's just continue. They don't do this for women. So this is another guy, Lucas, responding to him. And he said, they don't do this for women. They do this for their own reasons, which is unknown. Doing things for women is not that clever. You do this for yourself, family, society, humanity, ego. Neither Steve Jobs, Bill Gates did it for women. Interesting. And then someone else says, right, not what coach claims though. I'm gonna talk about what I think about it. I just want to read through it so you guys get the full picture. I think it's not genuine if you do this to attract women. You should actually want to change the world. If you do this for women, that's fake. A high value woman in your life is a consequence of you being a high value man. But it shouldn't be the goal behind your purpose. A partner can be part of your goal, which is your family, which is important and valuable. So, he's got some good points there though, can't lie. I think you still want Joseph's view. I want to. So what is thy plans? Okay, so that's pretty cool. There's a guy who actually wants my perspective on this. Which is good, in my opinion. I guess you are interested in women after all, you are here. Good point. I'm interested too. Another good point. But my purpose include having a woman, but does not revolve around one, even though she is an essential key. Very, very well put, okay? She's an essential key, but it doesn't revolve around her. Obviously, it doesn't revolve around women. The moment you make a woman your purpose, she's gone. Like, you lose her. It's kind of like, she's the ultimate purpose in everything that I do, and if that happens, she's gonna be out the door very, very, very quickly, because women are designed to latch on, okay, it's a good word, to latch on to men who are going somewhere, okay? Now, going somewhere means that it's not the woman that's the purpose, right? But he's going somewhere. But women want to latch on to that, because if there's one thing that women love more than anything else, I can tell you, it's momentum, okay? Momentum is a confidence booster, and women love confidence in men. And what is it that creates confidence in men? It's momentum, trust me. Massive momentum, massive confidence, massive attraction. Let's see. And then, right, I see your point. Every man decides what is important and valuable to him. But take a monk, for example, which is completely happy with 0 possessions. Completely happy. Really? How do you know? Have you spoken to them? Do you know and understand what monks go through and why they do what they do and how they actually feel on a day-to-day basis? This is a very important aspect to ask yourself, because there's a lot missing in a monk's life. And I'll get to that, maybe. I've explained it before. Does he know something we don't? Like true happiness and contentment simply lies within? I just got to tackle this one right now, because first of all, when it comes to happiness, you will not and you cannot ever achieve an optimal happiness, and I'm talking about a 10 now, from 0 to 10 in happiness, or, you know, or 11 on the happiness scale, whatever you want to call it, without other human beings. Very often monks are, well, obviously they're celibate, or at least they, you know, they propose to be, but you have to have other people around you. You will not be happy being on your own in a cave in a Tibetan mountain, okay? That's not happiness. You'll never be emotionally fulfilled up there as a man, or especially as a woman, okay? So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. It takes great silence and thinking what truly is best for you, not what is portrayed or propagated by others. Every road is different for us. Travel yours with confidence and enjoy the process. My plans are self-improvement. Always will be. Fantastic. That's a great place to start. The thing is, if you are continuously improving, or following, you know, Tony Robbins' CANI, C-A-N-I, which is constant and never-ending improvement, you will eventually arrive at the truth. It's impossible for you not to arrive at the truth, because all roads, okay, lead towards arriving at the truth. Eventually. Everyone at one point in time will know for a fact what the truth is, because that's how the universal plan is designed. We go from ignorance, okay, which is ultimate poverty, until we gradually educate ourselves and educate humanity and educating everyone, until everyone understands the principles, except for those that are just recently been born, right? So basically, the goal is to get everyone moving towards the truth. And this is why truth is not relative. Truth is not subjective, okay? It's not, oh, this is my truth and this is my truth. No, it doesn't work like that. The truth is the truth. And we just got to figure out what is the truth in this circumstance. So, for example, if something works right now, that could be a half-truth, but half-truth is basically a half-lie, okay? Which means that if there's something that works right now, but there will be something that replaces it in the future, then that thing that was a half-truth obviously is no longer the truth, okay? We have to put it behind us and take into our lives, or put into our lives, the thing that is more true than what we had in the past, which means that we're evolving now towards the complete and full and honest truth. Does that make sense? So constant and never-ending improvement is going to eventually lead us all to that which works in the long run and in the big scheme of things. You gotta have that perspective that truth is absolute and we will all eventually get there. And basically, for those that don't understand how things function, it's just ignorance. And that's okay because they have a journey. So basically, if something goes wrong and if everything is horrible in the world, it's still okay. Everything is still okay because we're all progressing to the truth and we'll eventually get there. And trust me, we will get there before the end of the end of the world, or whatever it is that people are talking about. Okay, the plan, the universal plan, is for us to get to the truth and eventually all understand it. Okay, it's not part of the plan or system for humanity to collapse and die before we get there. Let's see. I see. Let's see. I see. You are right. That goes along with what I said. But self-improvement for what? Good question. Just for the sake of your ego? What's your goal? He responds, explore and enjoy. There doesn't really have to be a reason. For me at least. We just have a human experience. Why should it be so serious? It doesn't even last that long. Ooh, I shiver to think of that kind of mindset. Being there for others can be more than enough sometimes, which is at least a good thing. Being there for others, at least that has, it's a good perspective. Which is perfect, dude. You're on a good path. Great. Let's answer the question. And the title of the video is How to Become One of the Greats. I can tell you one thing from having read their quotes. They do not practice SR. I can tell you that for sure. Why? How can I say that? Because practicing SR, semen retention, allows you to think huge, to think massive, and to use women without using them as massive, huge motivation to achieve and realize your goals. Okay? These guys are saying women is not that big a deal, like I'm not doing this for women and they didn't do it for women, and if they did do it for women, like it doesn't make any sense, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, the greats, all the greats had massive sexual motivation, okay? And they massively delayed sexual gratification. In many ways, many of the greats actually, most of the greats, I would say, maybe, practice voluntary celibacy, some of them all the way until the end, all the way until the end of their lives, and they never, had sex, and some of them died virgins. Like, there are stories about greats that have done that. I'm not saying that that's the correct way to go. I'm just saying that they tapped in to their superpower called SR, of not ejaculating, which allowed them to tap into a motivation that is unseen by the human eye or simply by men's natural understanding. What happens when you ejaculate? You lose the most powerful drive that you have in life, and that is your sex drive. If I could help you guys understand this one thing, it's foundational to everything that you do in your life. This is not just to get over porn and to practice nofap and all that stuff. No, this is a lifestyle I'm teaching you guys. This is a way of life that gives you ultimate bliss, joy, and happiness forever, or at least puts you on the path to have it. It's foundational. It's a foundational piece. And what I'm saying is that these guys are not practicing SR. How do I know? Is because they don't use women as massive motivation. Even the greats, some of the greats didn't use women as motivation either. Although you got some crazy stories, with Gandhi and having, he had like some women lay naked to him, next to him and stuff like that, and he would not touch them. He had vowed for celibacy, and he basically just wanted a naked woman to lay down next to him while he was sleeping and not touch her and be disciplined, and I'm not going to do it, blah, 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 blah. And he actually was able to, to be disciplined about it according to, what the stories are. And he eventually became one of the greatest leaders that the world has ever seen, leading 200 million Indians in rebellion against the United Kingdom. So just using that as an example, kind of weird, warped example, but that's, you can tap into that same power. Just don't do what he did. Okay, that's ridiculous. Tap into that power without having women in your lives right now until you qualify to have women in your life. Okay, you don't understand what I'm saying? Subscribe to this channel, make sure you like this video, and allow me to share with you what my philosophies of life are when it comes to voluntary celibacy and women. Okay, Elon, he's had beautiful women in his life. Okay, Jeff Bezos, if you've seen him when he first started out, okay, have you seen a picture of Jeff Bezos? Interview 90s. I just want you guys to see a picture of it. It's just funny. 1997 interview. Right here, you see him here, okay? I don't know if you guys can see it, but you compare that to the pictures of him now today. Like he's a ballistic missile today, okay? Compared to the boo guy that he was, 25 years ago. This can happen to you, by the way. You might be like a boo guy right now, but eventually you'll become a ballistic missile because you follow the principles that I teach on this channel. Actually, this one's pretty good. Oh, you guys can't see it because of my picture, but I have to show you guys. This, like, look at this. Look at Jeff Bezos. Boom. Ballistic missile, and here, oh my gosh, it's funny. Anyway, just wanted to share with you guys some of those the thoughts that I had regards to this. Let's see. I had it. Yeah. Okay. So, and then yeah, Lauren Sanchez, etc. Kind of confusing you guys with my pictures here, but hey, it's all good. So, what are my points? Jeff obviously got married at a very early point where he wasn't successful already. She stood behind him, he became massively successful, and then he eventually got another wife. What ended up happening is, I don't know their story, but just the fact that he didn't manage to retain his wife, which it's easy to do if you understand the principles, he basically lost a lot of $1 billion. And then he basically traded her for another woman. That's very sad for me. That's serial monogamy, which is horrible. It sucks. Okay? It's not the way that nature was designed for us to be. The goal, eventually, when we arrive at the truth, men will be able to retain their women. You won't ever lose your women. And Elon as well, he lost his first wife, and I read that story about him losing his first wife. It's incredible. In terms of how he broke up with her. They had problems in their relationship. They went to marriage counseling, and then they went for like 3 sessions or something, and he was kind of like becoming impatient with this, and so he told her, like, either we fix this marriage today or I will divorce you tomorrow. Like, what is this? What is that? What kind of mindset is that when it comes to women? It's ridiculous, okay? And he didn't understand women because he gave up. He gave up on his wife, the mother of his twins, okay, of his kids, and he moved on. And then obviously he broke up with the second one, and then he got her back, and then he broke up again, or she broke up with him finally, and now he's with another woman again. But why are they not just around, tons of bunch of supermodels and stuff like that who are in their, late 20s and stuff like that? Why aren't they? Because they desire depth, okay? That's how we function. Men desire depth. And these guys, they might use SR as a way to motivate them to achieve their purposes and their goals. But anyway, we can't really talk about their relationship because we don't know enough information. But however, so how does this system work with then? How do you become one of the greats? How can you use the perfect system in order for you to become one of the greats? Number one is you need to think big. You need to think massive. How do you manage to think massive? Because if you don't have that extra motivation, that extra drive that the greats had, okay, and have, you're never going to be great like they were, or like they are. So what is it that motivates the super greats to become successful? Sometimes it's from being teased and bullied as a child, okay? By your parents, maybe, by, you know, friends at school, or or enemies at school, etc., etc. People telling you that you're going to be a nobody, all that stuff. It's not about who you are, it's about your growth rate, okay? And the thing that motivates guys to massively, we can take off the comments now, maybe we keep them here. The thing that drives people is sometimes it's revenge, sometimes it's like I'm gonna show them, okay? It's basically, if you really think about it, it's being told that you are insignificant. But not everyone uses that as a motivation. Most people are told that they're insignificant, okay? And that's a problem, because then they'll never become great unless they actually use that as a motivation, which they can learn to do, okay? But very often that's what makes people massively successful, is the fact that they're being told that they're insignificant, which causes them to massively propel forward and say, I'm not insignificant. I'm going to prove to the world, I'm going to prove everyone that I'm important, that I'm great. And this is actually innate in all of us. We know that we're all greats, that we all have potential to become great. And very often it's only the voices in our brain from the people that we're around that tell us that we're nobodies, that tell us that, you know, you're not going to amount to anything, and you suck, and how come you do what you're doing? Why are you taking those jobs? You're doing this and that and the other, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And all of this goes into our brains, our subconscious, which becomes our self-talk, and our self-talk determines how great we become, really. Okay, it's the subconscious, and it comes out at any given time and yaps at you. And if you put in positive things into your subconscious, and you repeat yourself continuously with your affirmations, and you write them out, this is what you gotta need to do. You gotta have pen and paper, and write down what you want every single day and read it out loud, okay? You're being taught this in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It is essential information. You write down what you want, and you read it out loud, and you read it as if you already have it. And if you already have it, you're going to get the emotion that connects with the universe. I've spoken about this before, which causes you to now actually be aligned with the universe, at least for a split second, with your emotions. The universe doesn't understand, can't read, can't listen to an order that doesn't contain emotion. Okay? This is the only place where emotion is important in your life. Okay, it's used for motivation, but it's used for also to be aligned with the universe. Any other time, you should manage to control your emotions. And in many ways, those activities that I just said, using it as motivation, using it to commune with the universe, that's you controlling your emotions. So the faster you're able to control your emotions and your thoughts, the faster you can communicate with the universe, which will allow you to get the things that you desire faster. Does that make sense? So the more you move towards masculinity, which is being able to control one's thoughts, one's emotions, that will allow you to control your behavior. Your behavior is dictated by your emotions and your thoughts, right? You're not going to do anything before you've thought about doing it, or else it would be hypnosis or whatever it is, but it's not. In many ways, your self-talk, the things that you say to yourself, the thoughts that you have, and the emotions that you have is basically, your emotions actually influence your brain as well. So it's a two-way street there. Your thoughts influence your emotions influence your thoughts, and you kind of get caught in this loop. And if it's a negative loop, it's a bad one. If it's a positive loop, you're going to get positive behavior, and you're actually going to be moving towards your dreams and goals. This is how you become great, guys. One small step at a time, you're being able to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. And tapping in to the most intense emotion that you have, tapping in to the most intense superpower that is contained in your body, is your sperm, okay? And when I say tapping into it, it means not wasting it, not letting it go, not letting it come out. Allow it to remain inside your body and supercharge you towards taking massive action, towards thinking huge, towards thinking big. Okay, you take any man who is down and out and under, okay, who is depressed, he simply needs to go 90 days on SR. And he thinks a lot of things are going to change doing that. He's going to struggle with doing that, but if he connects that together with 80-hour work week, he's going to become a ballistic missile. Trust me, it works for everybody that wants to work it, okay? And you just got to remind yourself of that on a continual basis. Why do you not have momentum? Why do you not have confidence? Okay? Why are women not attracted to you? Although that's not important, right? Women being attracted to you right now is not important. But why are they not? It's because you don't have momentum. How do you get momentum? SR, because that allows you to think big and to set goals that are bigger than what you're able to achieve in at least the short term, right? They're huge goals that fire you up and that get you excited. Great. SR helps you to think huge. Sometimes you need a coach to help you think huge as well, but SR is going to help you on the way. You need to be surrounding yourself with people who think way bigger than you. Like this channel, subscribe. And then the 80-hour work week. 80-hour work week, 80-hour work week. I can't repeat that enough. All high achievers, all greats work all the time, consistently over a long period of time, and they're driven outside their brain. Bringing it back to the comments here. What do we use women for? What are women for? Well, what's their purpose? Okay, first of all, you got to understand the cycle of things. How do we evolve from utter ignorance and poverty, which is the way the world started, to everyone has sufficiency for their needs? Everyone has riches, actually, in many ways. Okay, because we're more rich now, you know. Many people are rich now in today's world. A lot of it is fake though, but many people are rich now compared to 100 years ago, 200 years ago. It's insane to think back on how poor they were 200 years ago. Can you imagine 2,000 years ago? Oh my gosh. So basically we've been burdening women and children for a long period of time. Now we're moving towards the future. Eventually we'll have figured out, okay, if you subscribe to these channels, you understand what I'm talking about, but eventually the whole world will figure out how to unburden women and children. And that is the key for the world to achieve emotional fulfillment. Okay? Unburdening women and children and then fulfilling their emotions, having their emotional needs met, okay, with abundance will allow them to be fired up outside their brain and be happy all of the freaking time. There's a solution for that. It's scientific, okay? And if you understand how that works, you got to listen to this one. I'm just going to use an example from the bedroom, okay? The aspect of men, when they're having sex with women, their biggest desire in the bedroom is for the woman to be pleased, is for the woman to receive pleasure, is for the woman to be like, wow, you just blew my mind, okay? I'm saying don't do it, okay? Never ever have sex with anyone that's not your lifetime partner, ever, okay? However, I'm just giving you guys an allegory. That is how men work also when it comes to massive, huge success and becoming one of the greats. So it's not the woman that's the purpose. The purpose is to solve problems. The purpose is to bring the world eventually towards the truth. It's for everyone to eventually understand the truth. The best way to do that is by you becoming masculine. That's your biggest purpose. If that could be your biggest purpose, what is masculinity? Study my channel. Masculinity is controlling your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and understanding all of the truth. That's masculine. And applying all of the truth, which means that you're a man of truth. Okay, it's like, how can I say it simpler? That's masculinity. That's your purpose. If you're masculine, that's going to spread. Because if you're masculine, you're a leader, which means that other people are following your example. So if you're a masculine leader, they're going to become masculine leaders. And if everyone's becoming more and more masculine, and we all begin to understand how female nature works, then we can begin to actually assist women to become unburdened and emotionally fulfilled. Understand the woman, you'll understand the world. How does this apply to the comments that I got here? If you don't tap into the superpower of SR, ooh, battery low. If you don't tap into that superpower, then you're not going to be able to tap into you becoming super great. Because right now, very often, guys use women as a means to an end. And their end is they just want to ejaculate. They just want to reproduce, but not reproduce. Okay? Okay? And so they're having sex with women, and they use women as a means to an end. And that's destructive for women. Imagine if we could help women to become the ends, but without them being the purpose. The purpose is to become a man and to solve all of the world problems, and in a way that those problems are solved forever. Okay, that we don't have to solve a problem and then we have to return back to solving it later. We want to create systems that solve things automatically for the rest of eternities. Okay, and if you understand how that works, then you'll be able to use women as an end in themselves by making your goal setting and you achieving massive things in your life as a means to emotionally fulfill your women and children. And when your women and children are fulfilled, okay, when your women are truly emotionally fulfilled, you'll have an amazing family. And if your family is flippin' amazing, that is the key for joy, bliss, and happiness. Just like in the freaking bedroom. Your goal is to be emotionally fulfilled. It's selfish. But what's cool about the universal plan is that if you fulfill the plan selfishly, I want joy, bliss, and happiness, it works perfectly because your job is to then emotionally fulfill women and children. How do you emotionally fulfill women and children? It's by thinking massive, solving world problems, because you become great in the process, and as a great, you deserve amazing rewards as a result. Elon and Jeff don't know how this works. They don't understand female nature. They just become super rich until the point where money isn't important to them anymore, which it might not have been in the beginning either, but now they're actually ballistic missiles because they're at the top. And they want to become bigger and they want to remain number one. But they don't have that joy, bliss, joy, happiness that I'm talking about because they don't understand female nature. So they end up having issues and problems with these women that they're dating and marrying. And that they'll always be in the serial monogamy cycle that sucks. But if you understand the principles that are taught on this channel, you'll know exactly where to go and how to become great. And it starts, again, with voluntary celibacy, semen retention, doing the 80-hour work week, setting up your financial foundation, and making your family, in the end, your end. Because that's going to produce joy, happiness, and bliss at the same time as you solve all of the world problems. And you won't be able to do it on your own, which means you got to become a great masculine leader. Hope that helps. Hope that explains what I was trying to say. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for watching. And let's see. Hey Joseph, love your content. Maybe you can give some tips and tricks to survive the first time 80-hour work week. This could also be a whole video. Boom! Absolutely love that idea. And I'll definitely make that video for sure, Immer. Thank you for the suggestion, and I'll see you guys.